so much that this is just about the story of part of my life. It goes like this. Oh, I'm 500
episodes
away from home.
500 shots, I got 500 rounds. 500 plots, I got 500
episodes.
You take the dog, I'll take the Galaxy 500. You get the cat, I get the cats you don't want anymore. You take the fish, I'll take a bowl. You take the dishes while you're at it, take my soul. But things ain't so bad, 'cause I've got a Galaxy 500.
Pod
500
episodes. Pod
500 more to be the man who walked 5,000
episodes.
full donuts.
Hey, wait a minute. Since when is Pismo Beach inside a cave?
I wonder, I just bet we should have turned left at Albuquerque, and then maybe a right turn at La Jolla.
Cast my gaze down the wishing well. Send the pennies down to hell. All my ceilings turn to ground. All the silence turn to sound.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour.
How are you?
I'm here.
Good.
Holy shit.
Holy crap.
I don't know if you like the intro or not.
It's different.
It's something.
It's artistic. Autistic.
Somebody came up with this idea of using the Proclaimer song. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to stop there. Like, grabbed every song I could think of that had 500 in it, and went with it.
Sweet.
Nice.
So we're streaming the 500. Oh my god, BS rap. Yes, BS raps or BS straps. He loves the intro. Bonjour, Brian Setti. Yeti on the mic. Oh my god. Well, thank you for showing up, Corey.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here.
So way back. Oh, sorry. What's that time?
Oh, the big 500.
Yeah.
It's like the Indy 500. So you didn't have like the race cars going by the Formula One.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I did. That's what there was tires streaking there.
Ah, yes.
So that's what that was from. That was from the Indy 500.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So 500 years young today.
Yeah.
Holy shit balls.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought it was a good idea to have Corey as on here with us, Todd, because Corey's probably the one who's been on here more than anybody other than you and I.
Yep.
Yep.
So I thought it was, uniquely appropriate. I look like this is like what I looked like in the 80s or in the 90s, 80s.
You have to
right?
You have to comb the hair behind you to the front a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That combing going, your hair doesn't count.
Here.
Well, actually, I forgot you against green screen, and then just kind of painted some chroma green on your forehead.
The hair, that would have worked.
Yeah.
Usually the hair stops growing here, and then it starts growing in other places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got that happening.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea what's happening right now. Which police? I have no idea what's happening right now. Neither do we. We're just going to Go nuts. If you cannot see what's happening, then just leave a comment, dude. I guess. Maybe we should check our Facebooks and stuff and make sure everything's working. I don't know.
We like to do that stuff live. Let's check and see if things are working.
Oh yeah, hang on. I can just check my
Check the phone.
check the phone.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A little live sign.
I can see it. It's on YouTube and it's working.
It's working?
Yeah, like I'm actually watching it. I got it muted there, but watching it.
So it's got like a 5-second delay
Yeah, it's like 30-second
okay.
delay or something.
in case, need to bleep something out.
Bleach something out?
Bleep? Well, we don't usually
You
bleep
don't-
it.
No, I mean bleach. Bleach. Anyway, so I've got the old topic board up,
Okay.
and there's one that. So maybe okay. Hang on. What else has turned 500? I thought I'd bring up a couple things and get both of your 2 cents on this.
Okay.
Witch Police says shout wearing your own merch. Fuck yeah, I was gonna wear a Witch Police radio. I don't know.
Yeah, you got the new one. I've got the retro.
I got the new one, the switchback version.
I got
Remember
the
switchback?
I got the single nose version.
So by the end of the stream tonight, some lucky person in the chat. I don't know who was all here. I can't see how many people are here, but there's a bunch. Oh wait, there's 7 watching on YouTube. Fucking A. Well, everybody said hello. Who else is in here?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
One lucky winner in the chat. Whoever can puff it out with us will get the new design Sean Geek and Fast Fret podcast t-shirt. I'm going to order a bunch at the end of the night. So that means, yeah. Oh, Danielle Scranage is there. Hey, Danielle. Yeah, she's our #1 fan, by the way, according to our Facebook stuff. So,
Sweet.
thank you, Danielle. She's actually listened to Dome quite a bit too. So thank you for that.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay, so anyway, so other things that have turned 500.
What has turned 500, Sean?
Naruto.
Naruto.
Yep.
What's that?
Anyone familiar with Naruto?
Is that like a Mexican wrestler?
No, it's a Japanese comic.
Oh, okay.
And an anime. Actually, it had just over 500 episodes. It's not the only anime to be over 500 episodes. There's multiple that are over 1,000 episodes. But
One
something
Piece.
else. Yeah, One Piece. Yeah, One Piece was on the list there too. So another thing, Neil Sedaka.
He's 500.
Well, he might be. He's written over 500 songs, not just for himself, but for a variety of people.
Is he still?
500 songs. 500 songs.
Is he still around?
Oh yeah.
No, Sadaka.
I think he's a badass. Like I think he's one of those like badass music guys, like you don't fuck with sort of thing.
Insert picture here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's old.
Maybe
and
I'm gonna try to find it. Maybe I should try to find a Neil Sedaka like background. Holy shit. Who else just joined? Can you guys see the chat too?
No,
No.
I wouldn't know.
All right. How do you guys? Oh, you guys got to figure out how to open up the chat. But guess who just said hello? Clayton
Who?
T. Stewart.
Oh my God. Clay.
Hey
Wow.
Clay.
Holy crap! Hey, bud.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Something else that turned 500. The Uncanny X-Men, but that was like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. 500 issues old. Thor, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and the most famous 500 is probably the Indy 500. That that sport where they just like keep turning left for like 3
Around
hours,
Circles.
around in circles, turning left. Is it left or right?
Dirt truck racing. That's left. Well,
It's left.
I think it's left.
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 They're all left, but
I think that fits in with the left turn in Albuquerque. That's for sure.
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
That's a long
Thank
laugh.
you, sir. We needed that.
Get that kid in here. We need more laughs on the show.
Just as Clayton Stewart just said, congratulations. He said, get that kid in here. Oh my God. So what are we doing now? Now that the show's turned 500. I don't know. What
Giving
are
up
we
and
doing?
going away.
Yeah, this is our last episode, folks. No, I'm just kidding. So the topic that we were supposed to talk about with Corey originally, we were going to have Corey on, and then I'm like, shit, this is the 500th episode. How great would that be? So decided that, like the topic that came up was lip syncing, background tracks or pre-recorded tracks used in live settings, and I wanted to talk about that. So do you know what I'm talking about and probably which band I'm referring to?
I believe I know who it is.
I think we got a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things regarding the guitar player mentioning it.
Yep.
Without
Blame
naming any
everyone else.
names.
Yeah, blame
Not
me.
naming any names. But they tend to play on the wild side. They may have kickstart my heart.
They may have fans, a lot of like girls fans,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get any more?
Saints of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
They might have
No, they
shouted
kick-
at the devil.
They kickstart my heart. Not.
They might
So-
be too young for love.
Okay, so Jered Threatin. Never
Jered
played
Threatin.
with back. Never performed with backing tracks.
Ah, but he did have a fake band on stage.
No, fake shows that he didn't play at. Didn't he play like 2 shows? So, which police just said last episode, good riddance.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. He just wants us to like rename the show the Which Police adjacent podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. We
Which
could do
police
that.
too?
What's that?
Which
Which
police
police do?
too? Yeah.
You know, like how WWE wrestling has like Raw on Monday and like the shitty like SmackDown on I don't know whatever day it is, Friday or something. We could be
Yeah.
like the shitty ass Friday where all the jobbers work. I think it'd be okay.
Can I play heel?
What's that?
I want to be a heel.
You want to be a heel?
Yeah.
Todd, do you want to be a babyface or do you want to be a heel? Do you know what the difference is?
No.
Let's
is
talk
he-
wrestling terminology with.
Everybody hates. Usually pretty arrogant. The baby face is probably the one everyone likes. Is
They
that
also call him the white meat baby face too. Like that's when someone's like really over. The bitch of Clayton could like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yep.
There's a joke in there, but I'm not going to go there. Anyway, okay, let's talk about the band question.
Yeah.
Or actually the bands in question. Actually, many of the bands in question. So bands like Motley Crue, bands like Def Leppard, backing tracks, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that was interesting for me was the band. So you'd have like they actually had like a Def Leppard, Motley Crue like co-headlining tour, right?
Yeah.
And then they had other bands, like a third or fourth band opening for the two of them. And apparently, every night, the opening bands were always blowing Motley Crue and Def Leppard off the stage because they actually played live.
Yeah.
And Def Leppard's one of those old bands, like old bands as in like vinyl, like so they're using vinyl, I think, backing tracks because
Say vinyl?
sometimes they would skip. Yeah, vinyl, yeah.
Really?
No, I'm
I would-
kidding. I don't know.
vinyls? No, especially on the stage with all the bouncing and everything. I think that would be
The
Even the
vibration.
CD player from the 80s that used to skip all, they wouldn't use that either. It would have to be something, I don't know, maybe a DAT tape, digital audio tape.
Probably something like that.
Would not skip, and it just keeps going regardless. But I have seen some scenes that they've had where, all of a sudden they'll start skipping or something or other, and then they all kind of have that confused look on their faces, and the audience is like, "What is going on? What's you can't perform a skip like that."
Yeah. And like Kiss was doing it too, right? Like Paul Stanley was getting his backing tracks. But the thing that's frustrating, like, okay, like we can probably all agree that one of the bands from the 80s that they're always considered like the least talented of the bunch was like Poison, right? Like a lot of people would consider them like, oh, they were never really that talented, or they're never really that good. And they kind of always get a bad rap. And I mean, I'm not a big Poison fan by any stretch of the imagination, but the fact that they're outshining Motley Crue and Def Leppard, who are 10 times bigger than they are, and they're outshining them just by going up there and playing their instruments.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say?
Need a new audio engineer.
Sound like shit. Now, that being said, Todd, when we played his Dome, we did use a backing track.
Oh, at the very beginning of a song, it was something that was pre-recorded. But
Yep.
I mean, when you have people talking and stuff Pink Floyd, that part is kind of more of an intro to a song, not the actual song you're playing.
It's just atmospheric stuff.
Yeah,
So we actually had. So you want to describe what that was, Todd? Like, what was it that played?
I believe it was Alex that was playing guitar, and then we had added something else to it, and that was kind of the intro. It would kind of fade out, and then as it was fading out, Alex would come into the song, and then the whole thing would start up.
We had the lights down during that part.
Yeah.
No lights on. And then.
But that's different than playing a whole goddamn song.
Yeah.
And everyone's just, you might as well be up there. Remember in high school, they had the band thing going on, and they had people that were lip syncing, pretending they were playing instruments. Pretty much the same idea.
Yeah.
Right.
But
here's the reason I brought it up. So we just spent the last 2 hours watching RuPaul Drag Race, right? Because that's a big hit in my household. And they have like a lip sync face off, like very often, to determine who's going to get kicked out every week.
Right.
And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, okay, they're lip syncing. Vince Neil is lip syncing. Joe Elliott or whatever, Def Leppard, he's lip syncing. Paul Stanley, he's lip syncing. And I'm like, what? And I was, kind of thinking, like, what's the difference here? So if you've got someone playing with backing tracks because they can't sing anymore, they've lost their voice, or you have someone on RuPaul's Drag Race, doing a performance, doing a lip sync, a dance, whatever, stay on the show another week. What is the difference between a rock band doing it and a drag queen doing it on RuPaul?
it's not original music. It's not their original music. If RuPaul had a song that he created, like whatever the term was, like if they wrote the music and they had an album and they performed that song, but did it in a lip sync, then it is no different than any of these rock bands doing the same thing. But now, if they're lip syncing because their voices nowhere sound the same as who they're trying to portray, that's a whole different thing altogether. They're entertaining, but in advance that they're doing this. Yeah. But when you pay, like, what's it cost to go to a concert now? Like, if you want to go to a Def Leppard concert or Motley Crue concert, what are the tickets? They're insane, aren't they?
Fuck, they're stupid expensive.
Now, if you're going to pay that insane amount of money and they're not telling you that you're going to be lip syncing, you're assuming that you're going to see a live performance from the performers. Like when we went to go see the Eagles on the last, I can't remember, not the Hell Freezes Over, but it was after that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Had all the original members. They went through all the different times. At the very beginning, they had, the different guitar players throughout the time. They had them in there, but they also had other musicians behind them that were playing, because I think they're at the age now, just like Motley Crue and these other guys, as they get older, I mean, they're technical, they're not as fast as they used to be. I mean, they probably have arthritis or just, whatever. For whatever reason, they can't hit the notes.
Manitis.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be charging people that exuberant amount of money and just be there and just listening to recorded music. I mean, you might as well just have the recorded music with them playing their videos on MTV. Like, you might as well just watch that and say, okay, I just spent umpteen amount of dollars to watch an MTV video. It's pretty much what it is.
Corey?
Yeah.
Yep. Is that all you got?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes down to a lot of things, right? I mean, obviously, Vince Neil is no longer in shape to be able to carry off, the music or the singing that he once did, back in his heyday. That takes a certain amount of physical fitness. And, well, let's face it, we get older, we start gaining weight. You lose your breathing control, your ability to, I mean, even Iron Maiden,
Bruce Dickinson.
Dickinson, yeah. His voice has noticeably changed over the years. It's much lower now, and it's he can't hit those high notes that he used to. So, but he manages to make it work. But he's still up there singing, as opposed to some of these bands that are going up and they're lip syncing.
I'm just gonna a couple comments in the chat here. So, Sam, BS Rap says the difference between RuPaul and Motley Crue is the fashion. I have to say the drag queens look way better than Motley Crue looks. I'm sure.
Even though back in the day, with their hair and everything,
well, yeah,
they would rival some women.
I guess, yeah.
They had more hair product in their hair than anyone I knew.
Oh, for sure.
Didn't David Lee Roth say that dude looks like a lady was written about Vince Neil?
Yeah. Or somebody said that. I can't remember, because that was Aerosmith, right? Aerosmith did. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But Brett might say for Poison, he's Poison, right? That's Brett.
Yeah. Poison.
Like a couple of years back. I mean, I think I saw him on. I can't remember what show it was, but he looked like he was still, fairly fit.
Yeah.
Where he could, hit the notes, no problem, run up and down the stage just by his physical fitness. But
so here's something with him though. He's had to remain fit because he's a diabetic. He's had to watch his diet. He's had to do, look after himself. And for him, it's a matter of like, I need to keep living,
right?
So he's under, he's got this diet and whatever routine. Just quick to the chat here. So Sam says the drag queen is more talented. I can't deny that. At this point, those bands aren't even playing anymore.
No.
Danielle says it's ridiculously priced. And then Brian said the Yeti himself, speak for yourself. I'm aging like a fine wine over here. Damn straight. Here's the thing. So when I'm watching RuPaul, when they're up there performing, and Sylvia and I talked about this at length because we actually had this conversation beforehand. And the thing is, the person up there performing, they're doing their own makeup, building their own costume, they're deciding on what they're going to look like. And then they're coming up with a dance routine, whether it's choreographed or they're, in the moment or whatever. And then they're performing everything they've created and put together. And part of that performance is the lip sync. Unlike Motley Crue, someone's doing their hair, someone's doing their makeup, someone's doing their clothes. The stage director is setting everything up for where the pyro goes off and where this goes and when the lights shine and all the cues and stuff. While the drag queen on RuPaul is doing everything them fucking selves. So if they're not singing the song, well, who gives a fuck? The fact that we're putting that whole package together themselves, and it's a performance not just of the lip sync, but it's everything. And they also say it's a lip sync battle, or I can't remember what they call it, lip sync battle or whatever. So it's like, you know what? It's like, hey, I'm going to be up front. We're lip syncing up here. We're not faking this. This is like, we're not lying to anybody. We're not charging, $500 a ticket for me to play a record and sing along to the record. I can sing along to records at my own home, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll take $200 a person to come watch me in my living room.
What's the average age of one of the people performing on RuPaul?
That's a good question. I don't know.
30s,
assuming 20s, maybe 30s, I guess. Okay.
Motley Crue, when they were that age, had way more energy. Now they're in their 60s.
Yeah.
Getting close to 70 or over. I'm not too sure. I've never really looked. I just know that growing up, we were younger, they were older, so they're obviously probably at least 10 years older than we are. Yeah. So when it comes to doing all that stuff that they're doing RuPaul, they probably just don't have that energy to do it anymore. And the older they get, the more they have other people do for them, up to the point to where the singing is also assisted. There was a joke multiple years back with the Rolling Stones. They had the Steel Wheels tour. I called it the Steel Wheelchair tour because at the time they were so old, but they still kick it out. And I mean, are they still?
There's no backing tracks there, man.
Oh no
way, man.
And are they not still performing?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, how many times has these guys have OD'd to where they brought them back to life, or they look like an old cardigan on a hanger somewhere in a closet. Like they're not spring chickens anymore. These guys have aged quite a bit, but they still rock out. But they must be something different than, say, Motley Crue or these other bands, because they're not that old.
Yeah.
Or maybe
that's interesting.
Maybe they took different drugs, maybe, than they did, and it affected them more.
Come on, Keith Richards is,
more.
He would snort someone's ashes if he could, like
Well, he
probably has.
Didn't he fall out of a tree a couple of years ago? It's like, what the hell are you doing in a tree?
I don't know. It's a tree.
Coconuts. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Crazy.
Brian just said Keith Richards is old enough to run for president.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, okay, despite all that being said, and we talked about this, I don't know, 200 episodes ago or whatever it was, when we did an episode on Jered Threatin. And I don't know if anyone in the chat knows who Jered Threatin is, but I don't know. You tell the story, Corey, and then I want to say something.
Okay.
Todd doesn't know who Jered Threatin is.
No.
Jered Threatin. I wish I remember what year it was, but I was following this thing in real time when basically what happened was his band Threatin had booked a tour across the UK in little pubs, but the band was showing up and playing, but there was nobody in the audience. And it turns out that he had gone to these huge lengths to make his band sound like it's a lot bigger than it actually was. He created, band page, a web page. He had, its manager contacts. It had all this stuff going, and all the stuff that him and his girlfriend threw up on the internet to make it seem.
I'm going to share a picture so people can see who this person is.
Yeah.
Keep going, Corey.
Anyway, so yeah, they wound up embarking on this UK tour, but every pub that they showed up in, there was nobody in the audience. And so word started getting around, and the music news agencies started picking up on this and started reporting on this. So eventually it was outed that, he was, basically big fake. He had faked all these numbers, told all these, pub managers that, there was like, $200 or 200 pre-sales of tickets for the shows already. And, basically he was going out there and showing up and performing, but there's nobody in the audience, except maybe his girlfriend. And so right about the time that, the band was starting to generate some interest is when all this broke. And basically, the guys that were backing Jered Threatin, said, what, screw this, we're out of here. And the tour fell apart, but he wound up going back to the UK a couple of about a year and a half later, and performed his show to modest crowd. But yeah, it was
a couple of times. It was just like the band and their girlfriends or something, or
pretty much. One of the opening band was the only people in the crowd at the time. It was crazy. But yeah, like I said, the news agencies, the music news agencies picked up on this, and were basically in real time doing the sleuthing to find out what was going on with this band. Why they're performing and nobody was showing up, even though they supposedly had huge pre-sales of tickets. So
now I think now it's interesting because this was when this had happened. This was like kind of. And like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I get a shit ton of emails. How to boost your podcast numbers, how to boost your Instagram numbers, how to boost your Facebook numbers. And they're all this, it's all this like kind of bullshit. We're going to get you more likes. We're going to get you more streams. And like we're gonna fabricate numbers for you. Like we're not gonna really like we're gonna either have spam bots or something, so they're gonna increase how many followers you have, how many likes you have, and all that sort of stuff. So you can get your numbers up, so your numbers are big and they look good. But he was doing this kind of, at the forefront of that, and he was doing it himself. He created his own spam bots or whatever it was, and he just pegging. That's the wrong word. He kept pegging his own site. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were getting pegged, I think, and all that, but I don't know why I said that, but whatever. Anyway, but he was increasing his numbers and making it sound like he was like the hottest thing, like. Kind of when Nirvana blew up, it was like, okay, it seemed like it was made up, but it wasn't. Like they were huge. Instantly, overnight, they released their second album, boom, just explode. And it was like a similar thing that was happening with him, or at least that's the way he was fabricating it to look. But now I keep getting hit with all these ads. We can boost your numbers. We can boost your numbers. So you're gonna threaten, as in Jered Threatin me. You're gonna Jered Threatin me to make it look like we have a hit podcast with 10,000 downloads an episode, and incredible growth, and we're making 250 grand a year on advertising. We're just gonna fake all this shit for you if you pay me $10.99 a month or $20.99 a month or whatever the hell it is. And like, what the fuck are you guys selling? Like, you're selling Jered Threatin numbers. Like, that's what they're selling. So people shit on him for what he did to boost who he was, make it seem like he was this, like pimp ass guy who could draw the crowds in. But now people are asking me to pay on LinkedIn, of all places. I'm a professional number generator. I will get you the numbers that you need for your show. I will get you the exposure you need. But you guys shit on Jered Threatin when he did it. But now you guys actually have a business where you're manufacturing listeners, manufacturing numbers, manufacturing likes. And you're a reputable business. How come nobody's shitting on those people?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got mad there. I apologize. Lost myself there for a second. I'm sure Sam has something to say on this.
Yeah.
Sam, jump in anytime.
And the thing that really kind of got me about the whole Threatin legacy is it was right when he was starting to work. It could have worked if the backing band had stayed with him, if convinced him, no, listen guys, this is exactly what I'm doing.
He just needed to crest that wave.
Yeah. Because now there was it wasn't great. It wasn't great, news reporting. It wasn't great reporting, but any reporting is good reporting, right?
Publicity. Anything controversial, especially, it draws everyone's attention. Yeah, that's what clickbait is basically. It's just oh, what's this? So then, they look into, well, what's the story about this guy who pretended he was in a band and all this other stuff, and that just creates more curiosity.
Yeah, and the thing is, Jered Threatin, for love him or hate him, he did everything. He did the drums, guitar, bass, vocals. He did it all himself. So, he created his own album and then just, hired a backing band to tour with him.
But now here's the thing, like whether you like the music or not, or whether you like how he went about and got it done.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he still went in, recorded an album, a full album, not even an EP, but a full album, recorded a full album, put it out. And he was disingenuous about how he went out and did it. But my question is what he did any different than what bands are trying to do now? Fake generating numbers. Like, I don't know.
Is that how
I'm just saying
bands are trying to promote themselves now, or just with numbers? They're not going out anywhere to try and.
Oh no. See, I think that's the difference. Though the bands now are actually out playing and busting their ass. I think that's the difference. He wasn't doing any of that. He was trying to generate everything beforehand. He was trying to generate everything beforehand so he could go out and have a successful tour and lie about a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, he lied the whole time. I'm not trying to equate exactly what he did versus what artists are doing nowadays. But the thing to remember with the artists out there that are trying to get their name out there, if you're going to pay one of these hucksters to inflate your numbers, be very careful, because it's not that much different than what Jered Threatin did. And then when Jered Threatin goes out to perform a show and nobody shows up, you could be setting yourself up for the same sort of thing. If you're not willing to put the work in and actually play the shows, build your following, do it the right way, do it the grassroots way, and go out and play.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not supporting Jered Threatin. I'm just raising an argument that says the shit he's doing now is the same sort of people that are coming after us, doing exactly what he did, trying to generate fake numbers, and they're asking us to pay them. Hey, can you generate some fake numbers for me? No problem. $10.99 a month, then I'll get you your numbers through the roof.
Yeah.
Like, don't pay these assholes. It's not real.
Yeah, $10.99 a month until for 3 months, and then it's like, you know what, not paying anymore, and all of a sudden everything takes a nosedive. And it's like, what happened to everyone? They all left.
Now, the reason I bring that up is this is episode 500. We've been around for, a dog's age. And I've never really chased the fake numbers, ever. Like when I do the social media, I'm just trying to just organically go out, ask people to listen to our show, give it a like if you want. But I've never asked, hey, give us a 5-star review. Well, if we're not a 5-star podcast for you, if we're just a 2.5-star podcast for you, and you just kind of like, tuning in from time to time, that's more honest than giving a 5-star review if you don't mean it.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things these advertisers say, we'll get you a bunch of 5-star reviews. Well, hang on. How are you getting us 5-star reviews? Then that means they're not honest 5-star reviews. Like,
was that like 5-star Amazon reviews?
Yeah,
it's
pretty
exactly
much.
what that is.
That are fake. Actually, there's a site you can go to. I think it says, and I can't remember what it was, but you go there and you can actually see the actual reviews, not all
wait, there's a different site you can go to for that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Usually on my feed, usually on Facebook, they get that little feed and it's got videos and it says, things that you never knew that you could do with your computer, or top whatever sites, sites you never knew of, when you're looking, especially reviews and stuff, to find the actual ones, real ones. But yeah, what is that behind you?
It's horrible. Corey recognizes that. You remember Sabotage?
That's the Hall of the Mountain King.
Yeah. I'm going to change that, though. It's like there's like this naked man whose lap I'm sitting on.
Sit on my knee.
Like a perverted Santa Claus.
Which isn't much better than this one.
Oh. That's a way.
You know what? If there's anyone I dislike more than Anne Murray, it might be this guy behind me here right now. And this guy performed at the Chris Cornell, like, farewell, whatever, when Chris Cornell passed away. He actually performed at the Chris Cornell thing, and I was offended. So let's just change that. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Okay, got to get rid of this now. Sooner than later. Here, let's just put this up. Just random.
Is that Tommy Chong?
No. That was the actor that inspired the look of Wolverine. Where the guy was doing the art for Wolverine. This is the guy. See the eyes?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we did that one to death. You want me to grab another topic here?
Sure, grab a topic.
All right, I'll get rid of that.
The Wheel O topic.
Do we want to do the Wheel O topics? Like actually off the actual Wheel O topics?
Sure.
I don't know. But is it set up?
No, but I can open it up pretty quick here.
Okay.
Let's see. Podcast, Wheel O topics. There it is. I guess I'll share the screen so the viewers can see that we're not fabricating this Wheel of Topics. It's actually a real thing. So, and here's something I thought about adding. Here, I'm just going to cover this, so I don't want to look at the ad. Ripping off every other show that has a wheel o something. I dumped all of our topics on our To-Do. We're using the To-Do app. Corey, you're still in our To-Do app, right?
Probably.
Because I think you've added stuff there. And I'm like, who the fuck added that in? So we're going to click to spin, and we're actually going to do the topic on the topic board. No one's ever seen this live before, only Todd and I.
Oh.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Ever. Yeah, should have added like sound effects in the background.
Oh, you can hear it on my end.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Oh, see this? How
much?
much does the media have influence on your life's decisions, on your life decisions?
Oh God. Media is everyone's life decisions. The TV is what people grew up on.
Yeah.
Leave It to Beaver. People grew up back then like that. Now, God, the type of shows that are on now, God help us with all the different things. But yeah, the media, whether it's the news, I mean, and nowadays it's always polarized. It's either one way or the other, like say Fox or CNN news. Each has their own version of the news, and they're totally opposite. I mean, we have like CKND and all the different CTV and stuff, news that are hopefully giving us the truth type thing on what's going on. But I mean, media and actual like television shows. I think television shows like what's on prime time and stuff. They used to have a moral at one time, and at the end of the show it was like, oh, the moral of the story was this. A lot of times,
like Davy and Goliath.
Yeah, like Davy and Goliath. Yeah, but nowadays, I don't know. Is there still a moral to a lot of the shows out there now? Are they wholesome morals, or is it just something totally out of left field because they've just ran out of topics? They're just pulling stuff out that that just for shock value.
Corey, what's your take?
Well, that's a good question, actually. What's your take, Sean?
Well, Todd watches true crime shows, so I don't know what the moral of the story for that stuff is.
Oh, more
like,
like what you'd have on, say, at 7:00, which is usually the prime time in the evenings, is when families get together and watch TV.
Yeah.
But then after
like
time, then it kind of gets a little darker.
Okay, I do have a theory, but I just want to address Danielle Scramage. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your last name. If I'm not, but she says all those reality shows are trash. I agree. But so back in the 50s, right? They started introducing like these half-hour shows, like Leave It to Beaver and shows like that, right? So it was very much of the time where the woman stays at home, the father goes to work, they raise a good child, they sleep in two separate beds. and then there's a moral lesson at the end of the show. Everyone's happy, gosh darn it. Sam just said it means Todd's studying up on how to get away with murder. So
yeah,
if I die, Sam, what did it here? But like back in the 50s, they had a moral to the story. There was always like at the end of the show, like it wrapped up really nice and clean and tight. But the 50s were always an advertisement for the American family, the epitome of what the American family was, and all this. But the truth behind the matter is the families weren't good. Like there was abuse going on in the homes, and there was a lot of shitty households, and there was a lot of stuff just swept under the carpet because you didn't want to leave a bad image in your neighborhood. You didn't want to know that, Daddy wasn't a very good person to his wife and his kids. Like they never, they hush all that stuff, hush all that stuff. So the 50s TV was, the white picket fence and the one dog, the two kids, and everything was just all pretty and everything was all perfect. But it was so untrue of how things really were. Excuse me. But in the 70s, in the 80s, we had like Facts of Life and we had shows like that, right? And those ones always had a moral to the story. Those are a bit more reality based on what was going on.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I don't know where I was going. I just wanted to say the 50s stuff was, gosh darn, we can solve everything as a family at the end of the day, but that's not really how things were, right? So, moral, but the shows nowadays have it. I think in some ways they do. There's shows like, oh my God, I know Danielle's going to know the answer to this one. It's got Milo Vermicelli or whatever his name is, from Heroes, and it's not called About Us. Oh my God, Corey, do you know what show it is?
Nope. I don't watch TV anymore.
God damn it. I know Danielle's going to have the answer eventually. Yeah. But it's basically a show that deals with real stuff. There's one lady on there. She's a bigger lady. So you're dealing with what it's like to be a bigger person and how people treat you in society. And it's just real shit about what it's like to be. This Is Us. Thank you.
Yeah. And This Is Us, A Million Little Things. Those two shows were very similar.
You watch that, Todd?
Yeah, we watched the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It was really, really good show. It's different from, other shows where it is kind of, it deals kind of with real life and things that are going on. I mean, back in the day with all these shows, like you were saying, like it could have been masking, like, alcoholism and just the family life itself. Like their parents were, I mean, when you start talking about all the generations and the boomers and stuff, and pre-boomers, it's like, the kids, they didn't know how to raise their kids, and they didn't know how to discipline them. It was always, physical beatings, whatnot. And then when the next generation came in, they tried to be better, but they were raised a certain way. So it kind of lightened up a little bit with the boomers. And then when it got to the Generation X, it was like, you know what, we don't want our kids raised the same way that it just kind of perpetuates down the line to the point where we get to a generation where there's no discipline whatsoever. And the kids are running amok, doing what they want. Everyone gets a trophy, and no one really has to really put an effort in to try and be, you're good enough. You're good enough. Everything's fine. Yeah, that only works up to a certain point. Once real life kicks in, if they don't have those skills to deal with real life, then everything falls apart. And then it's like they're like a lost generation. And it's like, these are the people that are going to be leading and maybe putting us in homes when we get older. I don't know. It's just the generations over the years have just kind of progressed and changed. And also TV has kind of jumped on that just to show the differences. Like if you took some shows from, like you said, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the lifestyles, and as we get now where they've got, where they call it, I don't know, these people aren't working anymore. It's all based on how many likes and how many, they're not socializing anymore. Everyone's kind of behind a computer. Well, I want to make a life making millions of dollars, say either
content creators, right? That's what they call
content creators, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. Everyone wants to kind of be a content creator. I mean, we're kind of content creators, but this isn't our life. Like this is more of this is something fun that we want to do, but some people have taken it to the point to where they're making, and some of them make a lot of money too.
Yeah.
When they do it. Especially when, if they can really get the shock value into everyone, joining in. Years ago, there was was it PewDiePie? Is that I don't even know if that person is around anymore. But that person was making, I don't know how much he was making tons of money every month just by doing his own little podcast type thing. And then everyone figured, well, I can do that too. And then the whole market just floods.
Yep.
But,
like Ryan, like that kid Ryan who opens up toys. Like he's got him. Like we went to go see. We just took the kids to go see a movie. What the hell was it now? Oh, the new Inside Out movie, Inside Out 2. And there was a trailer for Ryan. I don't know if you guys know who Ryan is. It all depends on what age kids everybody has. But Ryan is this kid on YouTube who unboxes toys.
Yeah.
And he's so freaking popular that he's like his family, they're multi-millionaires. So they made a mint to the point that they started doing toy lines for him.
Yeah.
And now there's a movie coming out. He's got a movie coming out in theaters, and based on him opening toys.
Yeah.
Like opening packages of toys he got. So it's interesting because I mean, so for example, all we're doing is just like fucking talking. Like we don't know shit from Shinola, as Dora used to say. You know, we don't know what we're talking about. We just have an opinion.
An online
right
kitchen
or wrong. With that?
It's an online kitchen party. We're just,
Yeah.
I should be hanging out on the couch, just jaw jabbing. And
just talking about life.
And other people listening in. Just like when I said, like when we were younger and we had aunts and uncles and everybody was talking in the kitchen and we were, either falling asleep somewhere or just listening in and just the conversation. And that's kind of what this is, I guess.
Now, by the way, Jazz and Cher have joined the chat. Living Up the Ghost. Hi, ladies.
Howdy.
Love you too.
Welcome.
You're great. That's another great fucking podcast.
Yes.
Pardon my French. Living Up the Ghost. Go check them out. They're doing some amazing stuff. As always. Okay. I don't know. So the point that I wanted to bring up. So I feel that there is a new reality TV show or a new reality TV that's out there now. And it's not reality show as in these fabricated, it's not like Survivor or anything like that. I think the reality show is now certain things on TV and movies are starting to reflect what's really happening in the world.
Yeah.
So for example, instead of an all white cast, we're actually seeing some diversity in movies and TV shows. We're seeing different ethnicities. We're seeing different stuff, like a whole bunch of different things on TV. So I can watch a show and be educated about someone else's culture. And someone else's, a different sexuality or different whatever. And that's more real than what we've had in cinema for like 20 years, right? We're actually seeing real life scenarios. I'm learning a lot because I'm a bald white aging dude. I don't know anything, but I'm trying to experience things and learn about things. Like there was a show like Miss Marvel. I was learning about her culture, and it was fantastic because I didn't know anything about it. So it was very entertaining. The show Echo, another show, was learning all about that, and I didn't know anything about any of that stuff before. So it's like a new form of reality television where what you're watching on screen is a true reflection of the world as it is, with a whole bunch of like a million cultures and a million different people. And it's not just one person or one type of person. It's a little bit of everything. And I prefer that. Like, I want to watch stuff that's reflective of what is really happening. I don't want Trump propaganda bullshit, where it's okay to, slap some lady's ass. Like, like that's not the shit I want to watch.
Yeah.
I want to watch like real stuff. Like, I don't know.
You have to hope that some like these shows that come on with all the different, say, ethnicities, sorry, and you just hope that they're portraying it correctly. Like it's not some other ethnic group trying to portray a different ethnic group. No, you need the actual people doing the show with the correct information.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of Germany, I think of World War II. I think of all the stuff that went on. I think about the Nazis. I don't think, and without getting current onto what it's like there, like, you'll like, if you did a tour, or if you look up stuff yourself to say, oh well, this is the new, say Germany, this is what it is now. It's not what you used to think it was. Or if you're thinking Greece and you're thinking of the Romans and you're thinking of all the things from yesteryear, from way back, because when they did movies, that's what they did. They did the typical, oh well, if you're talking about this country, let's go here. Like let's go say, all the hungry people in Ethiopia. This is what it was, because that's
all that it is. Like
on TV, send money, everyone is dying and all that stuff. And then it's like, no one ever goes, well, let's update this to see what, instead of trying to get money from people, let's see the actual culture, what the whole thing is about. And that's what's great about some documentaries, because like Netflix, for example, I don't know how many documentaries we've watched, and you just hope to hell that they're accurate, because when you're getting information like that, you only know what you're taught, and if you're taught shit, then you know shit. You have to.
Wow, well said. Well said.
It's almost like school, but because there's so much multimedia, there's so many people out there doing the same thing. It's not like school where it was like, okay, well, these are the history books, whether they were correct or incorrect. At least you had something that you were following. When it comes to the multimedia now, it's like you don't know. Like if you're watching Vanderpump Rules or all these reality-based shows that are kind of the reality, but they're not. They're half scripted. They're not really real. But a lot of people take it to heart to say, "Oh, this is what's really going on." It's like, I mean, come on, that can't be reality. Maybe to a certain extent, but a lot of it's scripted. Like any of these reality shows.
I think that's the thing with the content creators too. Like you're saying, like these content creators, they're taking a picture on Instagram that's them with all the right filters and stuff, and not being honest. Like I prefer the content creators that are showing real stuff. Like I don't know, like you might laugh, but the people I follow on Instagram is people like I follow Jennifer Garner because she talks about being a mom, having kids, all the stuff that she does, and it might be considered boring as fuck for some, but for me, it's like, God, she's a mom and she loves her kids and she's trying to, and she sounds like a real fucking person as opposed to, whatever else. Or I like following Rosaria Dawson because she's, like she's a different cat, man. Like she's fucking cool. Like she's an uber nerd and she's not like, I don't know. I like following accounts where there's like real shit going on there. It's not just look how pretty I am and pretending to be something you're not. Like I'll do a shout out to Danielle Scranage. Like her Instagram stuff, love it. It's real stuff. Yeah, there's makeup stuff and yeah, there's whatever. But you know what? Her Instagram is the shit. Like it's good. It's real. It's real fucking shit.
They're not actors in a movie. They're actually showing you their lives. Their actual
real
lives.
Stuff. Yeah, real stuff.
The real stuff, not the scripted real stuff. At least you hope it's not, scripted, but yeah, they're not playing a character in a movie anymore, because you get typecast into saying, well, this person, I viewed them this way because this is how I've seen them in all the movies. When actuality, when they do a biography on someone, it's like, wow, I didn't know that about them. I didn't know they're interested in this and they're interested in that. Like it's a whole different, it's like two different people almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, the perception that I had of Patrick Stewart growing up, because, saw him on Star Trek The Next Generation. So, you naturally assume that he's like his character. He's stuffy and uptight and But then you go on Instagram or any of his social media, and he's not like that at all. He's fun loving. I remember reading about one thing that kind of shocked me a little bit was he was talking about how he relaxes, and one of his favorite ways to relax was to sit and watch Beavis and Butthead with a big bowl of popcorn.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't really have a real idea of what these people are like until, they actually share something from their real life. You start seeing, the behind the scenes photos, some of the behind the scenes, footage, stuff like that. It gives you a different perspective on, these, famous people. And I think it gives you a much more realistic idea of what the rich and famous are like.
I'm sure I don't know about you guys, but I follow Ryan Reynolds on everything, just because he doesn't mind taking a piss on himself at all, ever. He doesn't give a shit. There was a recent thing for, I don't know, some partnership with Deadpool or whatever. And it's some claw machine, and the claw machine is going to get a prize, and then the prizes you can get might be a charm bracelet or whatever. And then so he's narrating the commercial, and they're showing some people, trying to get the toy, and then it says, "Oh, obligatory movie clip. Oh, this is that part where I make fun of you," or we're doing another clip again. Oh my God. It's like, wow, talk about being tropey or whatever. He totally making fun of himself. An idiot. Look at me. That's what he does all the time. And I think that's what's refreshing about him. And I think that's why it's not just Deadpool, but that's why he's popular. Everything he's touching, from the soccer, from Wrexham or whatever, and his gin and all these things, it's just and then in these other ads, I think it was some financial institution ad, he's making fun of financial institutions in the ad. He doesn't give a why do we take things so seriously? It's he's just fucking honest. And I think that's why he's popular, is people are sick and tired of bullshit, imaginary fucking Kardashian shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bromance between him and Hugh Jackman is just beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm going to say something off color here. I bet you Ryan tells Hugh, "I love you, man." And I bet you Hugh tells Ryan, "I love you too." And even though it's not fucking cool for dudes to say, sure, they say it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I love you two guys too.
And
so I don't care. See, that they made me not popular right now. We just our ratings just shot down. I was watching our ratings on the ratings chart, and we just dropped down because I express manly love to my brother from another mother and my brother from the same mother.
Yeah.
Who cares if we're not cool? It's cool to not be cool, in my opinion.
That's right.
Except to be square.
No.
Well,
I don't know. I think we've been doing this for a while, but I think we better wrap it off. Todd's got to go. You going to work tomorrow, Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
on vacation. Yeah. I gotta go. Simon he's got a big scratch. He got a scratch on his face, and I don't know where it came from. We thought there was a wood tick burrowed in his fur there.
Yeah.
But it was like a scab. I'm like, what the hell was that? So he's a little he's been down here a couple times.
Yeah.
He's like, "Dad, come on, I'm on the couch. Really cuddly, really cute right now." But Corey, thanks for coming for this.
That was great being here.
Thanks for everybody who came to listen.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
So I'm gonna go do an order for some t-shirts. Todd, I'm assuming you want one. I actually owe you some money, so I'll buy yours for sure.
Okay, sure.
Corey, do you want a shirt?
Sure.
Okay. I don't want to embarrass anybody, so you can text me your sizes off air. I don't want to embarrass anybody. I'm embarrassed about, those sorts of things. I don't want to embarrass anyone else. And one lucky person in the chat, I will contact you offline and you will get a shirt too. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, did you just Okay, awesome. Thanks, dude. Um congratulations again from Danielle. Living through extension. Oh, Ruby was here. Ruby was here. I guess I missed that. Oh shit, my battery's gonna die if I disappear. I'll be right back. Great show so far. Thanks, Ruby. I love Ruby. She's awesome. Anyway, Corey, dying for you to come back into the podcast scene.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best podcasts out there was the Geekspin podcast. It was great.
Yep.
That's right. It was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Had absolutely no ego about it.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam. Number one podcast, not yours. Geekspin. It was Geekspin all along. No, I'm eager for you to come back, but I think so. Oh yeah, so I kind of want to make a bit of an announcement to the audience, is that we've actually created a recording schedule because I was starting to burn out on the show. Everything was taking too fucking long, or it was just stressing me out, and I was starting to get to the point where like this show was stressing me out, and it was just my own mental health problems. But we're recording every second Tuesday. So that means the likelihood of a weekly episode, probably not, but probably every 2 weeks, but possibly every week. But I don't want to promise every week and kind of fail on that. Like I'd rather just say, look, we record every second week. If there's enough material for 2 episodes, there's enough for 2 episodes. And if there's not, then we'll have skip weeks. But I might be showcasing some older shows in the catalog. We got some old great episodes with Corey in them.
Mm-hmm.
Before Todd was the regular co-host on the show, so I might break some of those out too. But also, I don't know when it's happening, and the cat's already out of the bag. But Todd and I recorded an episode of Witch Police Radio. We interview the amazing Nick Dyson, and that's coming out. I don't know. Just can let everybody know, but it's going to be a 2-parter episode. 1 on Sam's show and part 2 on our show. And I'm going to try to sync those up with Sam to have those out roughly like within a week of each other. So you guys can hear the whole conversation. And Todd, remember what Nick was talking to us about this secret project, which we're not allowed to say anything about until the episode airs.
Yes. Has it aired?
But hasn't aired yet, but there's a song that just got released from that secret project.
Ooh.
That he was talking to us about, and it's fucking awesome. What can I say?
I saw a clip of him playing guitar, like rocking it out. I'm not sure if that was part of it or not.
Gee, I don't know if I didn't see a video clip. I'll have to go look. But anyway, so we got that coming out. So thanks, Sam, for letting us do that. Bob, maybe if you're free next Tuesday, we'll knock on another episode if you're free.
Sure.
And if not, I'll do it on my own. But if you're free next Tuesday, let's do it.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. And Corey, always welcome on here. Period. In a story. So until you get back on your show, come hang out with us.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. You can find us at Todd.
SeanMcGinnity.ca. That's SeanMcGinnity.ca.
Wow. And what do we follow that with, Corey? Do you know? Do you remember? Ribbed for your pleasure. Well, there's RGMs in the room now. Hi, RGM. And then oh yeah, all social media at Sean E Podcast. So, but I do want to make a pitch. We need more people. We need more people on our Patreon. We need more people. We'd like to break even on the podcast. So I'm going to make a pitch right now. Meet the Geeks. So patreon.com/Meet the Geeks. It's the home for Geekspin. It's the home for the Sean Geek and Fast Rap podcast. Please become a subscriber. It's very cheap. It's not very expensive, but every little bit helps. If we can recoup some of the costs that we, put out for that stuff, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. So again, patreon.com/Meet the Geeks. That includes the Geekspin podcast. So when Corey starts the show again, you're going to get early episodes there. You're going to get extra stuff. Both of our shows, the video versions of this always end up on Patreon. That's what we're doing now. Also, there's another place you can donate to us, which is, oh my God, I don't have it up. Get me a coffee /Sean Geek Podcast over there too. And if you want to buy the shirt, this shirt's available. Same thing that's on Corey's logo there. That shirt's available. The original Sean Geek design, which Todd is wearing. Todd shows his shirt. That original design is up there. And the new logo designed by none other than Corey Geek himself. The new logo, the established 2016 logo, fucking awesome. It's on our TeePublic store. Go to teepublic.com and then do a search for Sean Geek -podcast. Go buy a shirt, go buy a mug, go support the show. Oh, RGM, don't worry. I will contact that person. But if you want a shirt, let me know. He wants to know who won the shirt.